coordinated attack on Christian presence in the Holy Land, the Patriarch of Jerusalem from the Christian Orthodox Church, the Armenian Church, and the Catholic Church sent a letter to Netanyahu, the Prime Minister of Israel. The authorities are trying to expel the Christian presence from the Holy Land. Now we know that the Christian presence has been there for over 2,000 years. And what we're seeing here is the holy light coming at the resurrection of our Lord Jesus Christ. This is the church of the tomb of the Holy Sepulchre in Jerusalem, Israel. This holy light is basically plasma. It first comes out in the holy tomb of Jesus Christ as a light blue color. And this light does not burn for quite a few minutes. Nobody has ever been burnt, and you can see how packed it always is. Nobody has, because it doesn't have heat. It's light without having the presence of heat. It later changes to heat. And this light is brought to all the Christian Orthodox churches all over the world by flying it out by jet airplanes all over the world. So this has been going on, by the way, since the resurrection of our Lord Jesus Christ, the holy light coming from his tomb. So what's going on here with Israel? In a letter to Prime Minister Netanyahu, the heads of the Christian Greek Orthodox Church, the Latin Church, that is the Vatican, the Catholic Church, and the Armenian Patriarchs of the Holy Land expressed their outrage over letters submitted by 4 Israeli municipalities warning the respective denominations of legal action if they refuse to pay taxes. Now, again, what's happening here at the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, where the tomb of Jesus Christ is, they have daily holy liturgies with Holy Communion. The Catholics, the Christian Orthodox, and the Armenians. So if you go there, if you're either Catholic or Orthodox or Armenian Orthodox, you will be able to receive Holy Communion at the time of that specific Christian church's holy liturgy. Now, going back to this, in a letter to Prime Minister Netanyahu, the heads of the churches of the Holy Land expressed their outrage. They said, "We believe that these efforts represent a concerted attack on the Christian presence in the Holy Land. It is at this time that when the whole world, and especially the Christian world, is constantly watching the events in Israel, we find ourselves once again facing an attempt by authorities to expel the Christian presence from the Holy Land. The Christian patriarchs of Jerusalem, including the Greek Orthodox Patriarch, are protesting Israel's demand to pay real estate taxes, which they say negates the status quo. Although they are large landowners, the churches were traditionally exempt from property taxes. The patriarchs call the warning letters a coordinated attack on the Christian presence in the Holy Land. The patriarchs accuse Israeli authorities of launching a coordinated attack on the Christian presence in the Holy Land by launching the tax proceedings against them. And while Israeli officials try to dismiss the dispute as a routine economic affair, the churches say the move upends the centuries-old status quo and reflects that what they called growing intolerance of the Christian presence in Israel and the West Bank. In a letter to Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu this week, the leaders of the major Christian denominations claimed that 4 municipalities across Israel recently issued warning letters to church officials, warning them of legal action if they fail to pay taxes. They said, "We believe these efforts represent a concerted attack on the Christian presence in the Holy Land," the heads of the Catholic, Greek Orthodox, and Armenian Orthodox churches wrote. They said, "At this time, when the whole world, and especially the Christian world, is constantly watching the events in Israel, we are once again facing an attempt by the authorities to again expel the Christian presence from the Holy Land. Christians are a tiny minority. This is what the Israelis write to justify the displacement of even the last ones. Anyone who resists is like Saint Philomenos martyred. Now, the 33 new martyrs of St. Porphyrius of Gaza, or like Patriarch Irenaeus, who was condemned and in imprisonment for life because he did not please them, they ignore that Jerusalem has an international status as the seat of 3 monotheisms, If they had the slightest chip, they would never claim the place where they crucified God. Most terrible return to the scene of the crime. Now, there were 182,000 Christians in Israel, 50,000 in the West Bank and Jerusalem, and 1,300 in Gaza, according to the U.S. State Department. The vast majority are Arab Israelis and Palestinians, Christians, that is. Now, the churches, which are major landowners in the Holy Land, say they do not pay property taxes based on long tradition. They say their funds go to services that benefit the state, such as schools, hospitals, and homes for the elderly. The letter said that the municipalities of Tel Aviv, Ramle, Nazareth, and Jerusalem have in recent months either issued warning letters or taken legal action over alleged tax debts. The Jerusalem municipality told the Associated Press that the church had not submitted the necessary requests for tax exemptions in recent years. They said that a dialogue is being held with the churches for the collection of debts for the commercial properties they own. The other municipalities did not immediately comment. It was unclear whether the municipalities acted in a concerted effort or if the tax moves are coincidental. In 2019, Christians closed the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, revered by Christians at the site of Jesus' crucifixion and resurrection, to protest the move by Israeli officials to impose taxes on commercial property in the Holy City. Christian leaders argued that the sites, such as pilgrim hostels and information centers, served important religious and cultural purposes, and that taxing them would violate Christian religious observance in the Holy Land. After the public backlash, Netanyahu then quickly suspended the plan, according to Times of Israel this was yesterday's article, June 24, 2024. So with Israel, the right camp of history, what do the churches say about this? And the country's ministries of foreign affairs? This is from Dippin News. Please leave your comments about this, and thank you for your support. My Patreon account, the daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.